birthday yesterday, and Mikel Arteta, 12 years. Well, the hair's well and truly standing up on the back of the neck. Let's take a look at the teams. Simeone's Atleti first 4 changes to the 11 which started the second leg of the quarter-final win over Barca here. Jan Oblak back from injury to play in goal. Pubil returning from suspension. Hanko is fit after an ankle injury, and Johnny Cardoso comes into their midfield. Alvarez has been in great form, and what can you say about Antoine Griezmann at 35, still one of the best around. They are at their best, formidable opponents. And this is a formidable atmosphere. Griezmann actually looks quite emotional. So the two captains meet. The referee is from Netherlands. Danny Makeli is assisted by Hessel Stienstra and Jan de Vries. The fourth official is Serdar Gozabuyuk, and the VAR is Dennis Higler. As the two captains come together, Ødegaard for Arsenal and of course Koke for home side. The Arsenal boss Arteta makes a couple of changes. The 11 which completed the quarter-final win over Sporting with a golden draw in the second leg in North London. Ben White preferred Timo at right back, and Martin Ødegaard, as we've just seen, returns to captain the side. Eze dropping to a bench which includes Bukayo Saka, Kai Havertz, who scored the only goal of the quarter-final against Sporting, and Jurrien Timber are both injured. Andy Townsend alongside me. Andy, brilliant atmosphere. Two really strong sides.
Yes, they are. Arsenal going to need to start this game really well, Steve. Ferocious atmosphere, as you say. They don't want to be encouraged too much tonight, the Atleti fans. So Arsenal know concentration maximum, eliminate risks very early in this match. Got to make sure they don't give any encouragement and incentive to the home team early.
So Atleti in their red and white stripes, blue shorts. Arsenal in their chain strip of blue tops and white shorts. Our Dutch referee, hugely experienced, will get us underway. The Metropolitano falls into a hush of anticipation. We saw something quite extraordinary in the Parc des Princes last night. This is the first leg of the second of the Champions League semi-finals in 2026. And the first throw-in of the game goes the way of Atletico Madrid. And an early touch for Oblak, super reliable goalkeeper. Played away towards this near side. Nice control actually by Giuliano Simeone. And a slip from Nkapie, and Giuliano Simeone is onto it very swiftly. Griezmann leaves it. Alvarez with the shot, which is blocked by Declan Rice.
Yeah, just lost his foot in there, didn't he, Piero Nkapie? Very quickly, Simeone was away. In the end, Declan Rice doing really well just to block that shot. Similar formations, but obviously with a bit of a tweak. Certainly Atleti have Griezmann and Julian Alvarez down the middle. They'll play very much as the two white boys.
Right.
So a bit of a slice by David Ryan, the Arsenal goalkeeper, back in his home country. Well, so experienced. Approaching 800 games in charge of this football club over almost 15 years. Imagine 15 years in that high-pressure fishbowl.
Yeah. And the team has played pretty much the same way. Of course, the personnel will have a lot over that time, but they've always been difficult to break down, hard to beat, really rugged and tough. Always is liable to go the distance.
Sherry with the ball down the line to Lookman, who's been a real success since joining from Atalanta in January. He finds Koke, it's intended for Lookman. Declan Rice sees it behind. Arsenal have themselves a goal kick. Defensively very strong, Arsenal. Probably not scored as many goals of late as they would like.
Yeah, I watched them against Newcastle. In London the weekend, and they won the game, but again it was one of their finest performances as they chased the EFL crown, of course.
Atletico have actually been involved in some very high scoring games in the Champions League this season, including a knockout
with Newcastle, yeah. Newcastle or Tottenham?
Playoff game games against Club Brugge, which finished 7-4 on aggregate. They then beat North London's Tottenham Hotspur 7-5 on aggregate in the quarter-final before seeing off Barcelona.
Just a sloppy ball again, Gabriel there, under no pressure. Gabriel there, just not on the same wavelength.
Llorente with this throw-in. Kubil finding David Hanko, who has been troubled by an ankle injury of late. This is Ruggeri infield to Johnny Cardoso. Cardoso with a little chip ball which doesn't find Lookman. How tough to settle that quickly in these big games.
Yeah, it is. The onus is always on the home team to really try and pick it up and drive the game. Arsenal just got to make sure they're really solid, their shape. When they lose possession, they recover really quickly when they've got it.
To just knock it in behind to Llorente. Lookman. Interesting choice actually by Arteta to prefer Ben White to Mosquera at right back. White hasn't played that much football over the course of this season. Is Lookman. Saliba with the block. Ruggeri. Gabriel Martinelli. Well there, Martinelli.
Madueke.
Odegaard, who spent time in Madrid, of course, with Real as a very, very young player. Inside the Atleti half of the field.
And Atleti, everyone back behind the ball, pretty much Alvarez.
Oh, Madueke saw a little gap and got through it quite brilliantly. Oh, Martinelli lunged at it, and Capier was coming in behind it, and his sight of the goal was actually obscured by his teammate.
It was, yeah. Capier is in absolute pole position here to go and finish this. Martinelli is trying to reach for it. I mean, it's a great run from him. Lovely work that Noni Madueke, get right to the byline, standing the cross up, watching Capier, that's dropping to it perfectly on that left foot. In the end, Real Martinelli probably just getting in his way and complicating issues, but that's good play.
Well, the first chance of the game goes Arsenal's way. Alvarez to Griezmann. Midfield to Koke. White coming across to try and cover Lookman, who has support from Ruggieri. Lookman infield to Julian Alvarez.
Griezmann.
Griezmann and behind as Giuliano Simeone couldn't quite get onto it.
Yeah, really good defending there from Capier there. Nice little spell of possession from Atleti. Down the left side, then across to the right to Griezmann. Pass is a fraction big for Giuliano. That's good defending.
This is Gabriel. Odegaard with a lovely ball. Martinelli, then Atletico just might have been in trouble.
Yeah, Giuliano did
Goal kick.
really well to track that run of Martinelli. Llorente and Giuliano got to make sure that they stay with those runners. That was a clever ball from Odegaard. Very nearly found the target.
Llorente at right back tonight. He's played in that defensive midfield position some of the season. Did so actually against Barcelona in the second leg of the quarter-final. Intended for Lookman, but finding only David Ryan. Odegaard, the captain, to Rice. Semi-finalists last season, of course, Arsenal, when they lost over 2 legs to Paris Saint-Germain. And you learn from those experiences, don't you, I guess?
You do. To suffer a little bit, certainly taking on board that little bit more. Arsenal have been close on a number of fronts now for a good few years.
Possession here from Arsenal. Rice, Wake. Again here for Arsenal to Odegaard.
Just gentle pressure from Atleti. No one really committed to too many challenges yet. They're just sitting in their block, saying to Arsenal, "What have you got?" At the moment, Arsenal were just trying to tease them and prize them out, try and find a gap or two.
Wake with Ruggieri in front of him, cuts inside to Odegaard. It's a tipping ball which is headed away only as far as Capier. Cardoso to nowhere really.
Yeah, looked like he dropped in a little bit short there. Seems under pressure there, Johnny Cardoso. He couldn't really pick his head up and find the right pass. I think after that initial 2 or 3 minutes, Arsenal have had a decent amount of the ball. Looking reasonably comfortable with it as they move forward.
Into the Victor Gyökeres, very well marshalled by Mark Fubio. It's Hanko. That's rather perilous, but was retrieved. Simeone. It's found its way through to Antoine Griezmann, whose little pass has not been dealt with. Julian Alvarez deflected, just struggling to get this away at the moment. Arsenal, as Koke finds Hanko.
Gabriel's given it away about 3 times.
Nerves?
Yeah, well, under very little pressure. Just needs to relax, calm down a little bit.
Cardoso. Koke. Llorente. Two. Brings the throw in off Piro and Capier.
ምንድን ነው ይህ ኔትወርክ? ምን እያሰበ ነው?
Beautifully does he? David Ryan flies to his left-hand side and gets a good hand on that one to knock it away, but really nice football all round. And Arsenal, I think, did exactly the right thing there. Gabriel got close, tried to deny him, but it was really good skill. They didn't want to touch him in the box.
Griezmann with this corner kick, and David Ryan got something on it. Under a little bit of pressure, it's come back to Antoine Griezmann. Inevitably, really met by the head of Gabriel. He misses so few. And now an opportunity for Arsenal to break with Gyökeres. Lucas Llorente has stuck with him. Gyökeres, Odegaard, great block. Brilliant block.
What?
A great run, Victor Gyökeres, wasn't it? Powerful run. It looked like Llorente was going to get back at it, but he kept going, he kept powering on, got his body in, protected the ball, then cut it across beautifully. Martin Odegaard just couldn't find a yard of space and was denied right at the end, but really good fast break, an encouraging break for Arsenal that.
I think it was Pubil who actually got the contact
Yeah.
on it. Two defenders lunging at it. Koke, Ruggieri, Lippmann. Pubil's forward ball. Trying to find Giuliano Simeone, and the free kick is given as he bumped in Capier to the ground.
There's that strike with the right foot from Odegaard.
It's Cardoso actually made the block.
Yeah, Cardoso and Pubil, as you say, both getting there. Then seconds before that, that lovely hit from Alvarez that's well saved. But it's a nice football there from both teams going forward.
League winner with Atalanta, and Lippmann in a final which he will cherish for the rest of his career. He scored a hat-trick in a victory over Bayer Leverkusen. Enrique's cross. Capier competing for it. I think there was a push in there anyway, couldn't have counted. Very confident save.
High up the pitch there, though, Capier. the right-hand side. He's there at the back post just to try and add some numbers in the box. Just that little nudge there from Victor Gyökeres, I think, on Llorente. Yeah, I'm afraid it is you.
They recruited so well in the summer, Arsenal, didn't they? Not just Capia and Mosquera, who've both been valuable, Gyökeres up front, but also felt last season they were over-reliant maybe on Ødegaard and Saka, and if they lost either or both, which at some point they did last season, they couldn't really cope. Now, with Madueke coming in, with Eze coming in, they can take the pressure off those players. They deal with their absence much better.
Yeah, they do. You're right. So got Trossard on the bench. That Max Down is emerging now. So terrific power, strength right through the team.
Saka amongst the substitutes tonight. He has had some injuries of late, as has Ødegaard on the ball now, but he's fit again. Saliba, they're looking for offside here, and it is. Might have gone a little bit too early.
This run from Ben White again. It's not really his strength, but he's got to try and do it now and again, just to open up the picture for others in and around him to maybe receive the ball. Just straight a yard or two offside there. I think the tempo of this game is kind of what we expected. Both teams, when they accelerate, when they go through the gears, they look dangerous. And then there's that considered possession that slows the game down a little bit more.
Yeah, Oblak all the way through to David Raya. Ødegaard. Martinelli, Giuliano Simeone was there. Griezmann immediately surrounded by three. Rice for Arsenal.
That's well done. Pitch that ball back very quickly there. It's a good play from Arsenal.
Zubimendi. Martinelli. Ødegaard here. Gabriel for Arsenal, finding Martinelli. Zubimendi toward the back post. Madueke is arriving. Gyökeres was already there. Gyökeres got a little bump in the face, I think. It's going to be a corner kick to Arsenal.
Another good spell of possession for the visiting team there. Gyökeres just taking a bang in the face. But they're comfortable in the game now, Arsenal. Plenty of possession. One or two really good moments. Now they've got to try and carve out a couple more.
It's the hand of his teammate Madueke, actually, which did the damage, such as it is. It'll be an Arsenal corner, though. No one in this season's Champions League has conceded more goals from corner kicks than Atletico Madrid. And I would hazard a guess that probably no one scored more goals from corner kicks than Arsenal.
Just about to say that, Steve. So
Sure, he won't reach that.
Certainly the last 15 minutes, I think Arsenal have pretty much bossed it. As you would imagine, and they would have expected Arsenal. Madrid come out pretty quickly and sharp and tested them once or twice, but since then, the Arsenal boys have been on the ball far more.
Saliba. Before it, David Ryan's clearance is a bit hurried as a result. Possession is won back by the home side.
I think because Simeone and Lookman hold the width, Cardoso and Coca in the middle of the park, Arsenal got better numbers in there, so they should be reasonably comfortable in possession. Odegaard, Zubimendi and Rice, they make sure that they cover all the bases. They should get plenty of the ball, those three.
Here's Lookman finding Griezmann. Tony Cardoso on the left flank. Here he is, back into Griezmann. Not many one-club men around football these days, but he's one. For a throw into Diego Simeone's team. Twice Europa League winners under Simeone, Atletico. Sherry made the challenge, he hasn't dispossessed. Lookman and Madueke together. That's really well read by David Hanko. He's willing to carry it himself so far. Then plays a good ball into Ademola Lookman. Hanko has continued his run. Griezmann, Lookman. Volleyed away by Saliba for Arsenal. Jerry's cross. Alvarez! Well worked.
Yeah, lucky, long way out there. He was going to take something very special off the head of Julian Alvarez there to beat David Ryan. It's a ball in from Jerry. Of course, they don't really have that really big, powerful centre forward. Only saw that when he comes off the bench. Is going to go into the feet of Griezmann and Alvarez.
Griezmann is such a great conductor still.
Yes. Yeah, he drops off the front and he picks it up in behind Declan Rice and Zubimendi. He's always very clever. He's never rushed, he doesn't panic the pass, he takes his time with it. But when they cross him from those wide areas, it's going to have to be very good and very accurate because Arsenal, obviously with Saliba and Gabriel, are always going to be favourites.
Hurried from Pubil, but Cardoso's header. Cardoso under some pressure. David Hanko. Madueke. Good run by Madueke! And he wasn't far away. That's terrific play.
Really good play. He's been sharp, Madueke, hasn't he? He's picked it up wide and he's got to the byline. He's always trying to clip something into the box. And when he does this on his left foot, he's very dangerous. Really good play from him. Nice and positive. Took the strike quite early. It's really unlucky. It's coming back and Oblak isn't hanging around there. He's flying to his right-hand side to make sure he covers that post.
Lots of curl on that, did.
I think Arsenal been a better team for 20 minutes here. But when you're having good spells against top teams in Champions League football, you've got to make it work for you. You've got to create good chances.
Just missed the ball, but Sherry was behind him. So just past the half-hour mark, Atleti 0, Arsenal 0. First leg of the second of the two Champions League semi-finals for this year. Teta hand-waving, gesticulating, living every minute, applauding Gabriel as he nicks possession and finds Ødegaard.
How quick they recover, Atleti there. Sprinting back to get back into this solid shape. That's something Arsenal got to do. The quicker they move it, if they are prepared to go a little longer, a little bit more direct, then I think that gives Martinelli and Madueke a better chance.
This is Madueke cutting inside and held up by Lookman, finding Rice. Gabriel. Martinelli. Captain is definitely onside. Martinelli came on and provided just a little bit of magic to provide the assist for the Kai Havertz goal late on in the Jose Alvalade in the first leg of the quarter-final against Sporting. It proved to be the winning goal. Saliba has lost possession. This is Lookman. Alvarez and Griezmann are with him. This is Antoine Griezmann. Giuliano Simeone, and the pass just wrong-footed. Julian Alvarez.
Just went wandering with the ball there, didn't he, William Saliba? Wasn't quite sure where he was going. His pocket pinched. Very quickly, Lookman and Cohen picked the ball up. Alvarez thought he might have run into an offside position. That's why he sort of gives that one up a little bit. It's a really nice strike from Madueke. 5 minutes ago. Left foot is curling always back towards that right hand post of Jan Oblak.
Too many players who've represented Tottenham, Chelsea and Arsenal in their careers, but Madueke is one of them. Never actually made it into Tottenham's first team, but he was a Tottenham kid. That's where he learned his trade. Gabriel, Rice, Martinelli, Capier.
Lucky, yeah.
There's a feeling that last night's semi-final might be decided by brilliance, and a feeling that this semi-final might be decided by resilience.
Good point. Yeah. As we see there, the passes completed and the accuracy of those passes, Arsenal shaded it.
two aren't capable of brilliance.
Oh no,
They certainly are.
yeah.
Making the run, Ben White looks to have this covered. Just caught Zubimendi's pass was slightly off the mark. Julian Alvarez, there's a shot on here which he took. By Gabriel, and Alvarez had tried to win the ball when he was actually on the ground, was fouled in Capia. He liked it though.
Yeah, I think he liked the pressure that was applied on Odegaard in the middle of the park, just here. It's better. Again, as soon as you turn the ball over from midfield players, then you've got to be looking to get your shots away. That's exactly what Alvarez tries to do. Capia and Gabriel in particular, they're doing really well to stand up, nice and big and strong to deny that shot.
Arsenal certainly have been more vulnerable in recent weeks than for some time. Just to give that some context, they were beaten twice in 46 matches, and in their subsequent 7 games, they've lost 4 times. So they're really looking, gave it straight to Martin Zubimendi. Grown from the home fans, Ben White here. Ruggieri concedes the throw in. Wants to join Atletico from Atalanta. Ruggieri, same route as Lookman. He joined a little earlier though, the Italian left back. Is it? Well, it's Span, and it has gone out to play, but it looked like it was completely hopeless course for Martinelli, and then didn't work out quite like that.
Strange ball actually from Capia, that one, because he could have just rolled into his feet. Just give it to him. He's trying to clip it up, almost play it in behind Simeone. Need to do that. I think Arsenal, again, I mentioned earlier about the fact that they 3-on-2 in the middle of the park, and I think the way that they're knocking it about, that shows. Just need to make more of it.
Lookman decided not to play it early into Griezmann. Gives it wide to Koke. Koke plays it off to Capia, and Atleti have a throw in. Simeone. Rente, Koke. Griezmann dispossessed by Odegaard. That's well worked, Zubimendi into Martin Odegaard, and here is
Atleti just overplaying there because they don't have the height and the presence in the box from those wide areas. So they're looking for that perfect pass to Griezmann or Alvarez's feet and try and get a shot away that way. But sometimes, it's still got to go in the box. And if Arsenal have got Saliba and Gabriel there, put it in there.
Martinelli, Llorente. Zubimendi, Rice. As anybody for Arsenal, actually, when you think about the whip shot that was just wide and the little run ball to the back post early on in the game, which Capia was maybe impeded by Martinelli slightly. 5 minutes of this first half to go. Very quickly into that challenge. Hanko spotted the danger early. This is played swiftly and accurately by Antoine Griezmann away to Giuliano Simeone. Griezmann wants the return. Gabriel got a head on it. Alvarez can't wriggle through. Declan Rice took it from him. That was dangerous.
Yeah, I think Simeone should have done more there. That was a particularly good cross. And it bounced back to Alvarez, who was denied, but got to try and make more of that, the home team. I think when they do break out, get in those wide areas, Simeone and Lookman have got to try and make something happen for them.
It's lucky that it went over the top of Gyökeres. To Zubimendi, and Gyökeres goes over, and the referee points to the penalty spot, and Arsenal have a penalty here. Victor Gyökeres had the ball under his control. The challenge came in from behind. It will be checked by Dennis Higler, the video assistant referee, but on pitch ref Danny Mackley says penalty kick.
Yeah, once that challenge comes from the wrong side, then you're always in trouble as a defender. Modern day football now. Try and challenge someone from the wrong side, as Hanko does right there. He's got his hands on him. He's trying to disturb him because he thinks Gyökeres is going to get the shot away. But when you nudge someone from the wrong side, as he does there, doesn't matter how much contact there is really, there's no way you can't see that being overturned. I think that is a penalty. Always run the risk of doing that, as much as Simeone protests.
Well, it's been looked at by the VAR team, and the decision stands.
Clever play, good play from Gyökeres. Got his body in, protected the ball, invited the challenge, felt something, down he goes. What a chance this is, right on half-time virtually, for Arsenal to grab the lead.
Just about 90 seconds of normal time to go in this first half. Victor Gyökeres has converted the 3 penalty kicks he's taken so far this season. He faces Jan Oblak from the spot. And Arsenal lead in the semi-final. Atletico Madrid 0, Arsenal 1. Victor Gyökeres.
Great penalty. Nice and positive, everything you want, man. Nice and confident. And just move towards the ball nicely and hit it really firm. There's that challenge from Hanko there. actually almost dive beyond it. Wow. Guess right. Yeah, it was a good height for it, but very firmly hit. That's a big moment in the tie, that huge moment.
So Arsenal strike first. What do Diego Simeone and Atleti have in response? Well, they can talk about it shortly because half-time is only a matter of moments away. But they trail here, a minimum of 2 added minutes as they work it right to Lookman. Ademola Lookman coming inside. Julian Alvarez. Koke. Ruggeri. 4 in the box. In it goes Lookman's header.
I think Lookman and Simeone have got to look to take their fullbacks on and get round the back of them. For the likes of Griezmann and Alvarez to try and find the yard as we see the penalty again. Look at that, right between the goalkeeper's hands. Don't see that too often, no. But I do think Atletico need to get in behind Arsenal more. Everything they're doing is in front of them. Great penalty as the Arsenal fans celebrate because that's, and I think they're full value for their lead. I really do. First 10 minutes was 1 or 2 moments there to be careful. But I think after that, I think Zubimendi, Rice and Odegaard have seen more of the ball. And they gradually got themselves into it. I think Madueke has always been a threat. It's a real lift for them going into the break.
It's Griezmann, but David Raya read it really well. Saliba happy to see him come and take charge. Zubimendi for Martinelli.
There's a chance that Martinelli's tried to poke that in behind the defender. Could have actually just rolled it straight to Nkapie's feet. The left back is always willing to go and join in for Arsenal.
And the referee blows his whistle. It's half-time in the first leg. Danny Macaulay awarding the penalty kick right at the end of the first half for the Hanko on Gyökeres, who picked himself. Took the penalty, scored the penalty. Atleti 0, Arsenal 1 at the break.
Inside, he goes for it.
Heaven, when we're out together, dancing cheek to cheek.
Hello. Get the infamous when you join Univet.
It's me, Azar.
Hey, you look fresh.
Wait till you see what's inside me. Azar, for greater coverage and colors that last longer. Azar, #1 from Azar Group.
ماشي إني هو فنانا وأنا أركني برا
ها
silkii waliin haadha ilaalaa ture.
Maalaati?
Silkiidhuma kan biraa maalillaa?
Laayibirraan turreeti?
Maa beekaa akkuma taphni jammarameen hin bahe.
Maaltu si zoorsaree akkas taanaan?
Amboonni isaanii duute jedhame kan hin argine bara amma reeffa feesbuuka dhufee tiktokii dhaqee ilaalaa.
Maal ta'e?
Laakii sii godhannaan dide.
Haa?
Laakii sii gochuu ennaan dide.
Laayikii sii gochuu ennaan dide?
Hmm.
Dalagaan kee maali? Namichittiin kun maraataa harti asii. Arsanaal tokko galchee ennaan maraataa harti.
Arsenal tokko keessa buuftee deemte bar. Raftii baaniiru mitiima. Waan nama miseen jalaa si erge dubbisime maal jee?
Dubbisu.
Dubbisi waan gaarii ho'i.
Dubbisu hin jedhin.
An barbaade barii kasa.
Haa?
Kii kasaan barbaade.
Deemii kadhu kama. Maana si deema?
An beeku waan naa dubbise leensitti erge.
Achiin viidiyoo banteetta asiin hin mul'attu. Biraasaniin tokko dhufee laayikii godhaara. Miittee
Bareeda
maallaa hin
gama.
mul'attu. Cufii bane asiin an si ilaalaara. Naa bareedu ka.
Asiin hin jiru?
Isa guddaarraan si argaa hin jiru. Isa xiqqaarraan si ilaalaara. Allahu akbar hin mul'attu asiin wallaahi.
Maali?
Akkuma tiktokii ta'e ka kunis.
Ama cufamee? Cufamee?
Amma cufteetta. Asiin hin mul'atta asiin hin mul'atta. Kan daganaa asiin hime. Bayi deebii hime. Bayi deebii hime.
Eessaan ba'am? Kibsaat? Isa maal jedhamu hin ba'ame?
Qoy isin baasa. Kan daganaa ni kottu amma. Kan daganaa kottu. Miiseen jedharraan kottu. Kan daganaa bakka miiseen jedhaatiin kottu.
Ammas hin jiru?
Amma jirta. Jirta garuu istaakii gootee dhaabbattee jirta.
Moo?
Isa waradde
Cufee?
akka istaakii gootee jirta.
Mee wallahi?
Wallahi asiin cufteetta achiin istaakii.
Bilbilli kee kun rakkoo guddaa keessa nama galcha. Ammoo
Akkasuma. Asiin hin mul'ata viidiyoo banteetta achiin immoo istaak gootee jirta. Rakkanne wallahi. Bilbila kana darbu hin jettuu gaammate. Bilbila kana nan darbaa yeroon siin jedhu maaliif hin adiddaan? Nan darba bilbila kana gaafan siin jedhu ishiin jettu. Hin dubbatu? Baate. Battaach. waan 36 maalirratti ajajjan ji waan 36 ajajjeetta waan 36 ajajji sana fudhadhu orderii kan biraa gochuudhaaf
Foul is given just as Lookman was accelerating away. He has given it a handball. Diego Simeone is hugely frustrated here. Llorente putting in Cappiello some pressure.
Yeah, that's good decision, David Ryan. Just putting it through it. Took any risk by trying to pick it up or anything like that.
Very tense occasion. Can't chase too hard, Athletic, because if it goes 2-0 Arsenal, they really are in a hole. Griezmann, very clever little header into the run of Alvarez. Now Lookman, straight at David Raya. Griezmann,
Griezmann
to corner. It could so easily have been one each.
What could they just? I think it's an incredible double
What?
save in the end. Gabriel gets dragged down that central position. Clever play from Alvarez to Lookman. There's the first stop. Then Griezmann half-hearted with that one. Then runs. Oh, it's actually a goal.
Gabriel.
It's Gabriel. Really good stop, that one. Right at the goalkeeper. Gabriel doing some excellent defending to get his body in the way.
The corner kick for Atletico is deep and is headed behind for another.
It's arm there. Seen them given.
Yeah, especially when it's on target.
Exactly. Shots on target. I know that he doesn't offer his arm to the ball. It's tucked in and he holds it there, but nonetheless.
Griezmann with this corner kick. Marcus Llorente, it's hit the volley. They're claiming handball here. They're insisting on handball here.
The referee saying we'll check it.
Well, Llorente didn't hit it particularly sweetly, but what did it hit then? That's the big question.
And on the back of
Me?
the Gabriel one, let's have another look.
handball penalty
Shit,
penalty
come on, we sit on
Maybe onto his shin,
Penalty.
onto his wrist.
When it hits your shin and then onto your wrist,
Penalty.
it shouldn't be given, but we saw that last one.
penalty for Atleti
This will be checked by Dennis Higler, the video assistant referee. Llorente's shot deflecting, and he's going to go and have a look at this.
yeah it's handball
Well, you think this this is going to be given. The hand is away from the body. There might be a little touch, but there's also a little movement of that left hand towards the ball from Ben White. He moves his hand to the ball, and
He does. He does. I don't see that much contact off the leg there. It's going to give this.
it's a penalty kick. It's a penalty kick.
Raya ይዘዋል።
Well, this is going to be absolutely huge. Victor Gyökeres scored his penalty just before half-time.
Again, because it's right on the back of the incident just before it was Gabriel. That applies more pressure to the officials. I think that one was always going to be given there, yeah. Looked like it just struck his shin a little bit before it hit his hand, but maybe it didn't. Not conclusive that from the angles we just seen.
Remember the Julian Alvarez penalty with the double touch, which meant the rules were changed.
They were.
Oh, well, the Atletico
Raya
Madrid
ይዘዋል።
striker
Come on Raya.
Julian Alvarez.
Come on, you can catch it.
David Raya, this is a massive moment in the tie.
Come on Raya.
Alvarez, 4 successful penalties from 5 taken this season. This to level it up, and he does. It's 1-1.
They did it. He did it.
That wasn't a penalty, it was a catapult.
Yeah, great strike, wasn't it? Hard and fast and high and very accurate. David Raya never moved because it simply flashed past him straight to the back of the net. And I think the change they've made with the shape of the team has made a huge difference by playing Griezmann now just in front of Johnny Cardoso and Koke. I think they look a lot better where they're trying to handle Arsenal, and they're right back in the game now. Great strike this. Look at that.
Well, it's past David Raya before he can blink.
Hello you.
Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1. A penalty apiece.
Yes.
He joins Kvaratskhelia and Anthony Gordon of Newcastle, who are out of the competition, of course, now on 10 goals in the Champions League this season. Only Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe have scored more. And Ødegaard is coming off.
Eze.
And Eberechi Eze is coming on for Arsenal.
Busy in the first half, wasn't he, Martin Ødegaard? Again, like a lot of his teammates since we've got going for the second period, just haven't been able to get on the ball as much. So it's a blow for Arsenal, but they've got to recover.
So 1-1. Llorente's forward ball to Antoine Griezmann. Saliba looking like he has it covered, but he knew that it was Alvarez behind him. And he hasn't taken any chances. Safety first. Throw in Atleti. Fascinating again now.
Yeah, it is. It is, because they all apply pressure. And they apply pressure to the officials. Every little decision. They've got wind in their sails at the moment, the home team.
Griezmann. Llorente. Holding off Hincapié and finding Alvarez. Antoine. Teo Ruggeri finding Lookman. Alvarez. Saliba away. Beating Cardoso to it. Is that a foul? The referee says it is. Martinelli was the man who went to ground for Arsenal. And Rubio was the man who put it there.
They're closer and they're tighter and they're hungrier now. Ready to make those challenges and get after Arsenal. They spent a lot of the first half sitting in the shape and trying to block Mikel Arteta's team really pressing. Now they're really squeezing to stay on the front foot.
Does.
Yeah, just forces mistakes and nice unusually for him, just a careless pass. Arsenal got to find ways to combat this weathering.
Llorente just speaking to everyone looking at the referee, expecting him to award a free kick. The Arsenal players are waiting for the whistle there.
Yeah.
Has done well. Lukman. Alvarez. Referee plays on. Atletico have the ball. Alvarez is not in a hurry to get up, however, holding his left shin. Teammates don't want the advantage that the referee is giving them. That's a painful kick on the shin. Right on the knee, actually. Yeah.
It's not studs, it's the top of the boot. Fairness, Declan Rice, but he is late on that one. His penalty was perfectly hit, wasn't it? It was confidently dispatched into the back of the net. David Raya, look, just still trying to get himself in a position to make a move, and it's just flashed past him.
Well, Atletico have played in European semi-finals against English clubs on 3 previous occasions in the various competitions, and they've won them all, beating Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal, as it happens, in the Europa League back in 2018. Robin Lenormand forward. And you've got to give credit to Diego Simeone. Well, you already have given credit to Diego Simeone. His vast experience to make that tactical change, which has impacted on the game. As Lukman finds Ruggeri. And here's Ademola Lukman. And Griezmann! Oh, it's come off the woodwork. Ruggeri. Griezmann again! Wide of the post. Corner.
It's great play from Atletico. It's brilliant pressure that they're now applying, and the questions they're asking Arsenal, who are on the back foot and they're rocking and they're digging very deep to hang in there at this moment.
ለትንሽ
From Griezmann as he's leaning backwards,
ወይ
very nearly sneaking it
ለትንሽ
under the bar. David Wright wouldn't have got it.
አልታለኝም ነበረ
The
ሊሆን
second one that come back to him on the volley, he struck it beautifully.
These are hard moments for Arsenal. And big moments in the first leg of this semi-final. Julian Alvarez, who scored the equaliser, is going to take the corner. Toward the near post, it's put behind by Declan Rice, and they'll have another. Curling right over by David Raya. There'll be a third corner.
He almost went for that. I beg your pardon, Alvarez. Such a great strike. Look at that. I think David Raya was sort of just trying to pitch it.
አይነቃው ይገባ ነበረ ደህና
At the end, he's having to scrap it back and make sure he gets something on that and tip it over.
Huge air of expectancy at the moment around this stadium. It's Griezmann with the corner kick, headed away by Llorente. Griezmann, so many bodies in there. It's Lukman, it's wild.
That's a chance. That's a chance. It's just target. But it's a lot more like the Atletico Madrid that fans were expecting to see.
ወይኔ
Chalk and cheese compared to where they were first half. They're just on the edges of it now.
አይ ግሪዝማን ለትንሽ
That was that second
አይነካም
strike.
ሁላ ወላሂ ወይኔ
And that's a foul by Zubimendi. Atleti are on top at the moment.
Amazing how the momentum shifts in these big Champions League matches. You know, when you have it that both these teams possess, it looks so different.
Ben White with a header, Eze with a little chest down. That might be his first touch since he came on. It's going to be an Arsenal throw-in.
ራይስ ነው የሚያደርገው ወይ ቤን ዋይት
And we've played almost 21 minutes of the second half. Utterly absorbing contest. Gabriel. Mendy very nearly give it to Urete. Martinelli here.
Again, great appetite. Atleti there to just apply pressure and turn the ball back over.
It's clearance directed toward Gabriel Martinelli. Gyökeres has drifted out wide. Zubimendi with a poke to Eze. Eze for Madueke. Ruggieri. Meisel's taken the armband from Ødegaard. As you can see, there are a whole host of Arsenal substitutes ready to come on. I'll talk you through that in a moment. They are Saka and Trossard and Gabriel Jesus, who are going to be coming on shortly. So 3-in-1 from Arteta. That tells you that he feels this game is in danger of getting away from him.
Well, they're three real attack-minded players.
Here we go. Martinelli is going to be replaced by Leandro Trossard.
Madueke replaced by Bukayo Saka.
You would imagine it would be the front three, Madueke and Gyökeres, who come off. Indeed it is. Gabriel Jesus comes on for Victor Gyökeres and Bukayo Saka for Noni Madueke. All change up front.
I think that's mainly because obviously he wants to make sure that there's still plenty of energy in the forward positions, but because Arsenal are dependent, when you have to clear your lines, you need fresh legs up there to hang on to it, fight for it, try and help you get that back four out of your 18-yard box and up the pitch.
And it just illustrates what brilliant options Mikel Arteta has, actually. Havertz isn't even involved, he's injured.
And experienced boys as well, Steve, which is crucial on nights like this, matches such as this one.
Trossard has lost the ball. It's Alvarez for Atleti. It's Griezmann. Kept away from
ግሪዝማን
them by
አያስረካም
Saliba.
ትክክል አልሰራም ግሪዝማን
Fortunate there, Leandro Trossard, he really is. Not lose the ball there in the middle of the park and allow a team to break on you.
Griezmann didn't quite have that under control. It ricocheted off his right knee. Saka. Jesus holding it up for Arsenal. Jesus forward to Bukayo Saka. Johnny Cardoso here. for Hanko. Took it away from Alvarez, who took it back. There's nothing to choose between the two sides. I'm just looking at the statistics. Those passes attempted and completed, almost identical. Possession at the moment, 50-50. The score, 1-1. Lukman, Alvarez. Boucher. Okay, for Atletico. Much better shape. It's worked really well. Simeone's changed at half time. Looked like something needed to happen as they weren't really having much of an effect going forward, but absolutely the right tactic to go three in the back. Those wing backs going a little bit. Let Griezmann just float around everywhere. Look, here he is again. He's so much more involved in the game second period as opposed to being just on the edges, drifting in and out during the first half. Since they equalised 15-16 minutes ago, much of the game has seen Atleti with the ball at their feet, often inside Arsenal's half of the field. Gabriel has to clear it out and play for a throw into the home side. Gabriel said he thought he'd come off Griezmann. Hasn't got the decision. Forget about it, move on. It's Arsenal's turn now, look, just to sit and wait and try and stay as solid and as compact as they can. Sherry, Koke. It's a risky ball. Bobby's falling over all over the place, and the referee, Danny Mackley, says play on, and Antoine Griezmann has the ball here, and he spears a lovely ball into Alvarez, who has Llorente to his right-hand side. Llorente now
Attack
looking at
Mama
Gabriel.
Llorente.
Lukman got in front of Ben White, and David Raya makes
Ay,
a
la, la, la.
huge save. What a stop.
አይ ሲጀምር ልጁ ነው ጥግ ላይ ነው መምታት የነበረበት።
To step inside Ben White there and
ሉክማን ጥግ ላይ ነበር መምታት የነበረበት።
what a chance. There's a foul by Eze, but play on. The cross comes in and Raya clutches. Well, he's made some big saves in the Champions League this season, David Raya, and that's right up there with them. What a chance. Just couldn't get it out. He's speeding up, I don't think, Lukman, but excellent work from David Raya. Hanko here. Alvarez is just now picking himself up, as you can see. He's in an offside position at the moment. Atleti have just pressed the metaphorical pause button to give Alvarez a moment. amazing. One little tweak, one little change, just one different bit of personnel can swing the balance. It certainly has. That's a good ball into Lukman from Ruggeri. Lukman stumbles over, doesn't appeal.
It's a good run, it's a good movement from Lukman to just give himself the space initially, but then lost his footing.
Be a free kick, foul by Mark Fubiel. And Leandro Trossard.
Here we go. Here's that ball from Llorente. Look at the way he just pinches it there. Lukman. He kind of has to dig it out, doesn't he, on that left foot, that shot. It's kind of underneath him. And
ቀጥታ የመጣበት ጥግ
sometimes
ላይ
they
ቢመጣ
can miss the goal is when they're right at them. Yeah, he knew it was a great situation. Needed that one to go in the back of the net, but Maguire very quickly just adjusts his body position, makes a good stop.
Alvarez has a real problem here. He's gone down. Play goes on. Saka for Arsenal. No obligation to stop the game. Declan Rice. Bukayo Saka. His feet for now, Alvarez, but I don't think that situation is going to continue for very long, and Alex Baena is going to be coming on shortly. That's what happened. That's going to hurt.
Just got his foot trapped underneath Ebieze there. Yeah, 1 or 2 strikes from the edge of the box in the first half, didn't he, Alvarez? Second half, with his team very much on the front foot, a lot more involved. Great penalty. I'm sure that's not a serious one. I think, yeah, that's what the look says. Precautionary. Good night's work in the end. Centre forward.
So 13 to play. Alvarez is off. Alex Baena is on for what remains. Trossard for Declan Rice. Eze went down. The referee Danny Mackley's pointed to the penalty spot. It's going to be the third penalty of the game.
Big call from the referee. Certainly looked like Ebieze had got there first, didn't it? That's a huge call, it really is.
Well, he's in no doubt. Danny Mackley's pointed to. It's a yellow card. Well, Hanko committed the foul for the first penalty in the first half. There will be a check, obviously. Dennis Higler, for the third time, will be looking at the award of a penalty.
Certainly from that angle there, it looks like Eze gets there first, but I mean, it's the nearest to contact. I've got to tell you, I think those sort of penalties are very soft. I really do. I don't think they should be penalties, those. Sorry, I just don't see enough genuine contact there. It's a tap on the foot, that's all it is. But when you slow it down and you watch it on a monitor, then they always tend to get given.
Well, Hanko and Eze. Danny Mackley said penalty. We're waiting for confirmation of what Dennis Higler says, the video assistant referee. He's speaking now to Danny Mackley. Well, Diego Simeone is saying check it. It's been checked. Question is, what is the verdict?
Deliberation between Danny Mackley and guys controlling the VAR.
It is, isn't it? Gyökeres, who took the first penalty and scored it, has left the field of play. Just going to go and have a look here.
Yes, there's contact, but it's
Sufficient force?
so minimal. It's such minimal because it's a grazing of one move on another. Eze's going to go down. He ends up throwing himself to the floor. That look, almost throwing his own legs into Hanko. Just don't see those as penalties. I don't get it. But massive call this.
Well, clearly, Danny Mackley is giving himself all the time he needs, and rightly so, to make the decision. You can only assume that the recommendation from the VAR is that it should not be a penalty, otherwise he wouldn't have gone to look at it again. It's no penalty. Well, no penalty.
We're going to restart the game. The players there.
And also maybe one thing about the Hanko yellow card, I think Diego Simeone would like to be
Oh, I see.
told that that's going to be rescinded.
Yes, and you would have thought it would be. It should be. Yeah, that's what he's saying, yeah. Always disappointed, I get it when these big calls like that go against you. I genuinely didn't feel that one. There was enough contact to warrant the penalty given.
It's a huge 10 minutes ahead, isn't it? I keep saying it's a huge this, it's a huge that, but it's the semi-final of the Champions League. Everything's huge.
In a tight game like this.
It's not like the game last night where you thought, oh, never mind, be another goal along in a minute. Zubimendi to Leandro Trossard. Capie. Gabriel. Declan Rice. Gabriel. Rice floating it out towards Saka, a little bit too high for Bukayo Saka.
Not had a chance yet. Bukayo Saka really need to get the ball down and run with it, take people on.
Well, the yellow card stands clearly. Chasing that. Moves his head up, Rice there for Arsenal. It's a very strong challenge by Ruggeri on Bukayo Saka. Leandro Trossard for Arsenal. Rice. It's given away by Ben White to Diana. That slip from Johnny Cardoso. Gabriel Jesus works it inside. Ben White here for Arsenal. Looking for Eze. It's Trossard on the turn. It's a really good block by Mark Pubil. Run. Trossard had it taken away from him. Griezmann is fouled. Advantage is played. This is a scampering run and a ball which I don't think was ever going to beat Saliba to.
He read it well, didn't he? Anticipated exactly where that was going to go there, William Saliba. Perfectly. Arsenal better spell now for them. Probably their best period in the second half.
Christian Mosquera is going to be coming on shortly. Spanish player, of course, signed by Arsenal from Valencia.
Ben White, right-hand side of the screen. So now Arsenal pushing their players forward as much as they possibly can to try and drag Atleti backwards.
It's Rice. Capia challenge. Truebill felt it came off. The Arsenal man, but a throw has been given to the visitors here. And here comes the Arsenal change. Ben White makes way. Mosquera comes on. With a little under 5 minutes of normal time to go. Atletico also preparing a change. Nahuel Molina is going to be on shortly. Here's Declan Rice. Eze. Zubimendi, Mosquera, Eze. Mosquera! Oh, Black, strong hands. Saka with the header. Out by Johnny Cardoso. Lukman beaten in the air. Mosquera, Zubimendi. Good pressure, Arsenal. Oh, Saka's done well, got away from Ruggieri. Just too much on the cross.
Yeah, just overhit that, didn't he? No, Saka skimmed past Ruggieri very easily. There's the home team. It look like they're hanging on. As Arsenal push to try and see if they can grab the lead once more.
And they'll be pleased, Atleti, to get this free kick, and change is coming with Nahuel Molina coming on. This was Mosquera straight into the action.
It's always that, Jan Black and rising, wasn't it? Would have ended up going over the bar, but position Christian Mosquera found himself in.
So Cardoso is the man who comes off. Molina is on. Very much hope that Alvarez is okay for the second leg next week.
No, they'll absolutely be desperate that he's okay.
Hoped by Zubimendi. Eze bringing it down, getting away from Marcus Llorente. It's a lovely little turn that by Eze. Okay, trying to drag it back. Eze goes on. Trossard. Declan Rice. Always knew he was heading wide. There was a slight optical illusion there, wasn't there? I thought it was rolling in the net rather than behind it.
Strikes such a good ball, doesn't he, Declan Rice? But that one's not got enough power anyway. It's not beating Jan Oblak, that one. And in fairness to Arsenal, they were really on the back foot, weren't they, at the start of the second half? And once Julian Alvarez tucked that penalty away, it looked like it might be tough for them, but they've weathered it, come through it, and they're finishing the game the stronger.
And here is Gabriel Jesus. And Zubimendi. checks in this second half. We may have a good old chunk beyond the 90. There we are, 7. Not surprised. Saka's pass wasn't intended for Eze, but that's where it's ended up, and it might work out for Arsenal. He's found Zubimendi. Capier. Right across. Ooh, that's a good ball. Nice with a shot charged down by Lookman. Lookman. Marina here. Still going. That's good skill. Difficult to say who's happier if it does end 1-1.
Well, I think Mikel Arteta, look, come out of here. The game is level. Going back to London next week. I think he's got to be very content with that. They had to back away. They had to tough it out for a spell. Second half, Arsenal done that. I think Diego Simeone, his team to start with, didn't really carry enough of a threat. The shape of it was allowing Arsenal to boss proceedings. He very cleverly and wisely changed it at half time, and I think he'll be reasonably content that they didn't get beat tonight. Still a bit of time yet.
Yeah. Trossard. Wisely said, Andy. What can happen? 5 1/4 minutes. Arsenal will rue the reversal of that penalty award. Atletico will think about the Griezmann effort, which hit the bar. The big Lookman chance saved by David Raya. Challenge, and it did go out of play off Saka. That's the challenge by Ruggieri. When you think about it in the scheme of European football, and clubs who have never been European champions, these are two of the biggest, aren't they? Atleti and Arsenal.
Certainly are. They really are.
Okay. Griezmann is one last opportunity going to open up here for the home side. Kubil's ball into the box. Baina just over Lookman, hooked away by Capier. Didn't need to hook it away, actually. David Raya was about to collect.
Lovely flighted deep ball to that far post that Baina nodded it back across, and it was a little big for Ademola Lookman.
Normal and Lookman, and he's trying to get in behind Mosquera, and Mosquera very happy that Saliba read that as early as he did. But Eze's been dispossessed by Hanko. David Hanko. Oh, what a strike that is by Kubil. He wants a corner. It's a brilliant strike. It's actually Nahuel Molina, isn't it, who's hit it? He's hit it absolutely brilliantly.
Oh, he's flushed it, hasn't he? Really has. Wants a corner. Is there a little perfection off for David Raya? See better. Could have been. I mean, again, it's a beautiful hit. It really is. Always rising, probably over the bar.
Ruggieri's forward ball, Griezmann. Ruggieri rather sold himself there, but Bukayo Saka has it. Llorente back helping out. Saka turns it infield to Eze, onto Trossard. Capier's ball in. Eze's touch, Trossard's hit. Piero Capier, and well shielded by Mark Kubil so that Jan Oblak can drop on it.
every opportunity. Just couldn't get on the end of that one and make something happen there. Last night, the pace and the skill and just the sheer quality of the game was breathtaking, but in its own way, this has also been quite absorbing. Very different, not at that level last night, but everybody giving everything to ensure that they don't get beat in this game.
Declan Rice here for Arsenal. Heartbreaking through the two. You can see that this very, very late stage, but it doesn't mean so it won't happen. Llorente. Rubio. Contact from Trossard after the ball had gone. Free kick. To the last of the 7 minutes. He's going to ground, and the referee Danny Mackley has awarded the free kick. Is there time for one last opportunity from this Arsenal free kick? No, there isn't. The referee Danny Mackley blows his whistle. It is all square after the first leg of this semi-final. Atletico 1, Arsenal 1. Andy Townsend, it was very, very tense and very, very tight.
It was indeed. It really was. I thought the home team started first 5 minutes or so, as you would expect, on the front foot and trying to make something happen. And then Arsenal gradually settled down, took control of the first half. And I thought we were the better team. Once Victor Gyökeres gave them the lead, Atleti had to change it. They did, and they deserved to get their equaliser. Big moments, lots of big decisions that will be spoken about long into the night, I'm sure. But we've got another big 90 minutes plus to look forward to now next week.
It will be all to play for next week in North London. It's finished in the Spanish capital. Atletico Madrid 1, Arsenal 1.
So there why it's done and dusted out in Madrid. A penalty affair, 1-1 between Atletico and Arsenal. And everyone now will look forward to that second leg at the Emirates Stadium next week. But as it stands, Antoine Griezmann playing his final Champions League game in front of the Atletico Madrid fans. An emotional one, but suddenly for the neutral, a very exciting one. Teko Modise spoiled by the stats in Paris yesterday, weren't we?
Yeah, we were spoiled, but also we understood as to then how tactical this game can be. Looking at both sides, how defensively solid they are. Also with just minimal chances they're going to give each other. But yet again, within itself, even though the result is 1-1, but there's so much drama happening, so much opportunities for both sides. Yeah, I'm sure that Coach Cholo possibly think that he could have won the game, especially playing at home. And maybe also Coach Arteta as well, looking at the changes that he's made in the second half, you could tell that he was going for the kill, trying to get the maximum points. But yeah, I think it sets nicely for the second leg.
Yeah. Salomon Kalou, fair to say, advantage Arsenal?
No, I would say it's an open game now.
Yeah.
Because we know both teams can play their best in the second leg. I thought Atletico could have pushed more and put another striker, which is the coach didn't do. But he still have a chance to go back in London and try to win there and take the qualification.
Yeah. Frederick, a fixture we discussed so much, obviously, before kickoff. Has it lived up to the billing?
I think tactically and technically it definitely has lived up to the billing.